Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Avax against USDT. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we're on TradingView. We have our fib set up as always from the all-time high to the swing low in June. And from there, we can see our impulsive wave target at $192. So that's what we're targeting by the end of this bull market. We do have a couple of resistance levels before that, obviously, and I would recommend you start dollar cost averaging your way out of projects uh, until you start getting to those numbers. So obviously, this doesn't mean that this is going to be the top. We may get overextended to the second fib level and get to $400 and beyond. But when you start getting overextended and having these massive impulsive waves, you're bound to come back down. So you're always going to get a better entry. Make sure to take profits before the next big correction comes, and I do anticipate that coming in December, January. Okay, and I'm not saying that that's going to be our bear market. We may get a bear market in the next year. It's just that we're going to get these corrections and people will lose their money, and that's just how the markets work. So we do have two yellow rectangles over here, and these rectangles represent support area. So from $52.20 to $41 is your major support level. If you come back into the zone, make sure to put some buy orders at these prices because $40 is the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, and here you're just below the 55 EMA on the daily. And you may bounce off the 55 EMA, so have that as a buy order as well. Below that, we do have 0.786 at $40.62. And even below that, we do have $37 to $32. And this is actually $32 is a target from a bearish pattern, a technical target. So not saying we're going to get there, but if we do, then, I've told you, I've warned you, you have your support levels, make sure to be prepared to buy some AVAX coins. Now, other than that, what we're doing right now on a larger picture. So you can see that we have our all-time high, our previous all-time high over here, and we're just sitting on it as support. So we broke it as resistance, now back testing it as support. Very nice stuff. Next up, what we're looking for is $100.90. That's our impulsive wave target, and that is, well, that's our next resistance on the fib level. And there's a bullish pattern that is giving us more confidence that we're going to get to that price. Now, jumping into the RSI, a couple of things that I do want to show you. This is the daily chart. So the blue line represents a strong resistance line. So basically, you have one touch there and one touch there, and potentially you could have one touch over here, and that will be your pullback on the daily chart. So make sure you understand that and be ready to perhaps have some sell orders if if the touch with this trend line co-aligns with a resistance on the Fibonacci retracement that I just showed you. Then there's a high probability that you may get rejected and just come back down on the RSI. Hopefully you do understand that. Now, next up, what I do have here is another resistance line, and this is a white resistance line over here. You see the arrows point towards touches and rejections. So we got 1, 2, 3 rejections, and potentially what can happen is we get our fourth rejection. Okay, I do apologize. Where's the brush? Just like this, we get another rejection, and you come back down to support because this support line has two touches as well. So you may put some buy orders at this support line. If you start losing it and you're free falling, well, then just dollar cost average into the project because you never know when support is going to pop up and when are we going to get supported. Basically, you could draw trend lines from these from these bottoms over here like this, right? And that could be your lower support. Obviously, that's something that we can be looking at, but I'm not seeing it coming back down that low unless Bitcoin has like a major flash crash just to liquidate all the long positions, because exchanges do want to liquidate those positions. They want that quick money. Now jumping into the weekly chart, you can see the 20 EMA is sitting at $40, pretty much $41. And I would expect a bounce off of that just for confirmation of support and for confirmation of the uptrend. So yeah, look for the 20 EMA. That's That's looking good. What else do I want to show you is if we get into the technical targets. Now, you can see that we tested this level as resistance previously over here. And what we've done right now is we broke it and coming back for support. And potentially what I see happening is us bouncing up from here and having that next, leg up and potentially, move down in December. But as always, we can just start breaking down from here and coming back down and finding support on the 20 weekly EMA. And I think that, I think that is probable that may happen as well. So, this is a crucial moment for AVAX right now. We're sitting on the 70 on the index, spot on. So if you don't start another impulsive wave right now in the overbought, then, then we're coming back down lower if we lose support. And if you lose support, look for those EMAs on the daily and on the weekly charts. Like I said, honestly, what would be more healthier is obviously if we came back down, had a little pullback, maybe met a support line over here. As you can see, there is some support that can be that we can come back to at 65 on the index, but nobody knows for sure. I'm just saying that keep an eye on the RSI. The stock RSI is overbought, so we can stay here for a couple of months. We've entered it in August, September, October, November. So maybe we start a new impulsive wave over here. Yeah, so if you see the stock RSI roll down and you just expect the price to come back down, obviously what can happen is we start coming back down. Everybody thinks we're coming back down to the oversold over here on the stock RSI, and then we have that move towards the upside. Because a lot of people do use the stock RSI, it's a great indicator. The MACD, the weekly chart, we're getting a bit overextended. Look at that gap between the moving average and the signal line. That's your red flag. Potentially, you're going to have that little pullback and everybody thinks you're going to have the bearish cross and you have that EMA squeeze with the signal line and you get your last pretty much super move. But keep an eye on the MACD. It's a lagging indicator, so it's not going to give you live feedback, basically is what I'm saying. Also take a look at this. I do have the Elliott wave theory set up from here. So wave 1, wave 2, the monster wave 5, wave 3, then the pullback wave 4, and wave 5. We're looking at $195. Potentially we can get there by December because altcoins tend to appreciate a lot more than Bitcoin, obviously. Now jumping into the daily chart. So this is going to be a bit more complex, but hopefully you're going to get this, guy. So we have two patterns over here. Here on the left is a rising wedge. It's a bearish pattern with a target where the wedge was formed, and that is $32 exactly. So we broke out of the pattern. That's where your technical indicator is now valid. You retested the support as resistance and you came back down. And now we're forming a bull flag. So a bull flag is a bullish pattern over here. So potentially what can happen is we break out from this bull flag. We have a target $75 with that bull flag. So potentially that's something that can play out as well. If we end up coming back down with this flag, lose support, then you potentially are coming back down to $32 with a Bitcoin flash crash. Otherwise, you may just hold this 786 on the fib as support because we do have this fib set up from this swing low in September 7th, on September 7th, to the swing high on September 12th, okay? So yeah, two patterns playing out right now. When a rising wedge occurs, you lose it as support, you break out of it. Your potential, pretty much 80% of the time you're coming back down to the target. So we'll see. Maybe a Bitcoin flash crash will assist this situation, and we get that little wick to 32, or that huge wick to $32. Okay, and that's exactly where the 200 EMA is on the daily chart. Now looking over here, we do have a cup and handle pattern playing out. And as you can see, you started breaking this resistance over here of the cup and handle, but you came back down. And now once you start breaking out again, that's potentially when you're going to be looking at your targets. The target from there is you take a trend line from the resistance of the cup to the very bottom of it, and you place it on the resistance, and that gives you $108. So hopefully that's something that we can be able to get to, and that will give us the impulsive wave target of $100 over here, because from this swing high to this swing low, that's your impulsive wave target at $100. So yeah, we're looking very good. the way we invalidate these patterns, these bearish patterns like a rising wedge, is you just start breaking up, you break up, and you just hold support. Okay, you hold support. That's pretty much it. Just like Bitcoin just did with a head and shoulders, where it had a target of 35 or $36,000. It never got there, and it started pumping because it was so bullish. The same thing can happen over here. We break out of this bull flag, break this resistance, hold support. Bam, you're sitting at $100, and you're never looking at that number unless you're in a bear market. So yeah, that's it for the daily chart. The RSI, like I said, sitting on the 51 index. MACD on the daily chart printed a bearish cross, so you're in a downtrend on the MACD. But here on the stock RSI, what I like is we are in the oversold. So potentially you can be expecting a move very soon on Avax, and potentially that move can be short-lived. But it's all about Bitcoin. It's all about Bitcoin. If you come up to these to $100, I would suggest having some sell orders at that price because it's a psychological number. And I would put the sell order at 99.99 because it doesn't sometimes sell the order doesn't get executed because it's a round number, and just put it at $99. Don't be greedy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One thing I do want to say is you're potentially looking for this retest of the golden ratio. You have retested it before. After you made this high, you came back down, then you made the impulsive wave to the 1.272. One thing that I do look for is potentially a retest of this golden ratio at $49, pretty much $50. And it can either come now or it can come after you break out of this bull flag, get to the 1.414 or get to the 1.272, and then have a rollover. Because Bitcoin is going to roll over, guys. At some point we're going to have that liquidation, and because exchanges like to do that, that's a nice payday for them. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. On the daily chart, do look at the 35 EMA. By the way, the 35 EMA is holding support right now very nicely. So the green line over here is the 35 EMA, as you can see. So it's holding support. You lose that, look for the 55 EMA. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Make sure to check out the Telegram and the Discord server, and make sure to check out the videos on your screen right now. That's it for me. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.